Here comes the, here comes the, here comes the. Y'all don't really want it like that. Here comes the, here comes the, here comes the. Y'all don't really want it like that. Here comes the, here comes the, here comes the. Y'all don't really want it like that. E-double-L. I said so. I keep big bills up in my hood on the dirty like Bledsoe. Ain't got no twist in my head, but I'm still dreadful. And I got plenty of bread, so I go to bed full. I'm in it to win it, I'm all in. I might call you my cuz, young blood, but we ain't kin. You think of jumping, man, you best think again. The dirty, I'm the type of man that might go broke for revenge. Have some not so nice friends, kick the door off the hinge, take the door off your bins, pop up off four of your friends. Man, please, this shit ain't cynical.
What up, what up, what up, football fans? What up, Miami Dolphin fans? How y'all doing tonight? Welcome to another episode of the Fin Posse Podcast. I'm your host, Big C. And week 15's upon us. Week 15, and it's the biggest game of the year. How's everybody doing tonight? Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, and share. Hit them like buttons when you come in the door. We got a few things to go over tonight. We got the Miami Dolphins versus the Houston Texans this weekend. And to be honest, our playoffs started weeks ago. It's just another bump in the road for us. Another valley we got to travel through to get to where we want to be. Hopefully that's ends up in Las Vegas at the Super Bowl, but we're still a long way from that. But how's everybody doing tonight? How's everybody doing on this Saturday night? How you feel about tomorrow's game? Are you confident, or you optimistic, or are you just the regular Dolphin fan just waiting for the pain? Because I find myself in that position a lot, just waiting for the other shoe to drop and for us to just do the Dolphin thing. So tonight I'm going to go over the 5 things that we need to do to win tomorrow. If we lose tomorrow, it's over. If we lose tomorrow, it's a wrap. We're done for. We got to win. We got to win. Like I said, our playoffs started weeks ago. And yeah, I mean, well, Big C, I mean, if our playoffs started weeks ago, we would have been out the playoffs because we lost to the Packers. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't quite the playoffs. We had a little wiggle room. Obviously, we didn't take advantage of that situation. So now it's a win, do or die, win or go home. Either we win tomorrow, or you see Tua or Tyreek get put on the injured reserve. He's gonna go have wrist surgery. Calais will probably get released so he can go play for a contender and compete for a Super Bowl title. I'm not ready for this thing to end. It started off real shitty with the injury of the Tua. But since Tua's returned, this has been a different football team. And I know we haven't been perfect. We had losses to the Bills, we had losses to the Cardinals, and we lost to the Green Bay Packers. But this has looked like an improved team. This looks like this isn't the team from the last 2 years ago. And some will say that it's worse. I don't see it that way. I don't see it that way. Yeah, we're not hitting the 80-yard bombs, the 60-yard touchdowns. We're not hitting those. But I don't think that we're in a worse position than we've been in the past. I feel like the type of football we're playing, specifically offensively, sets us up better to win in December in the colder weather. How do you feel about our chances? You feel we have a chance? Do you feel like we can finish this thing out and win out and make it to the playoffs? Drop me a comment. What do you think our chances are? I know I'm worried for the way our defense has been playing the last couple weeks. We've been straight booty cheeks. I mean, I don't know what else to say about it. We've been terrible. We're struggling to tackle. It seems like some players on this team have given up and don't want to put the effort forth. Don't want to mention any names, but it's at the back end of our defense, the safety position. But we're going to need those guys to show up too. We need all hands on deck. All hands on deck. So let's get into a little bit of news that happened since the last time I had went live. The Miami Dolphins and Odell Beckham Jr. decided to mutually part ways. I'm At first I was a little sad by the news, and then I realized, what are you sad about? I guess I was just sad about the name, I guess, because you hear Odell Beckham Jr. was joining the Dolphins. I mean, you had to have gotten somewhat excited. He's a big name player. Yes, Timothy Washington and Max Crosby's out for the year. But that's what happens when teams fall from the playoffs or they can no longer compete. Players go and get that off-season surgery. They go and take a little bit of extra vacation time to make sure that they're healthy for next season. So it's not a surprise that Max Crosby's going to miss the rest of the season. Don't be surprised if quite a few more players end up taking an early vacation and go and getting the work done that they need done. Like I said just a couple minutes ago, if Miami loses this week, don't be surprised if Tyreek hits the injured reserve. He's got to have wrist surgery. Don't be surprised. I mean, it makes sense so they can come back healthy. But yeah, back to Odell. Odell did nothing while he was here. And yeah, there wasn't a lot of opportunities for him, but there hasn't been a real lot of opportunities for Tyreek or Jalen. But I do know that the few times that we did call on Odell and needed Odell, what did he do? He For a guy known for one-handed catches and contested catches, I've seen him drop quite a few balls. He finished his Dolphin with career with 9 catches and 55 yards. He missed the first bunch of games because he came to us injured. Odell was no major loss. Malik Washington had bypassed him on the depth chart. What was he? He was our fourth or fifth ranked target. I mean, he was behind Tyreek. He was behind Jalen Waddle. He was behind A-Chain. He was behind Malik Washington. He was behind Jonnu. This is not a loss for us. It's not a loss. Odell Beckham is no loss. Good riddance. Goodbye. Peace out. Go to another P. Diddy party. Go to another P. Diddy party. Another thing I'd like to address, Mike McDaniel had a press conference, and obviously Bradley Chubb's workout window, practice window had opened, and they got 21 days to activate him and put him on the active roster. And from all accounts, from the beat writers that get to see practice and from Bradley Chubb himself and other players on the team, Bradley Chubb looks ready to go. Bradley Chubb is ready to go. But then Mike McDaniel makes a weird comment. He's like, yeah, he could probably go this week, but for me, I feel better about next week. Next week? Next week? There might not be a next week for us. There might not be a next week. What are you waiting for? Mike McDaniel, what are you waiting for? Mike McDaniel has had a history of being overly cautious with players. And, you know, for the most part, I'm cool with it. I mean, I think that they've held Tua out longer than what needed to be, especially on this last concussion. But I think a lot of that had to do with the press. You know what I mean? The NFL tries to save face because Tua is the face of concussions. He's the face of concussion, so the NFL's got to play it safe when it comes to Tua. So Tua's going to end up sitting out more games every time, more than necessary. But Bradley Chubb has been gone a long time. And yeah, it turns out he had more than just a torn ACL. He had tore his PCL and his MCL also. So his knee was shredded. That's why it took him so long to get back. But from all accounts, everybody that has seen him practice, from his own mouth, he's ready to go. But Mike McDaniel still acts like, I don't think I'm going to play him this week, maybe next week. There's no sense in playing him next week if you don't play him this week. Because if we don't win this week, you might as well set him out for the year. Timothy Washington, brother, it was a lot of opportunities for Jalen Wright as well, but the little opportunities he has had, he's made them count. Yeah, Jalen Wright, especially at the beginning of the season, I like the kid. I think he's going to be a nice 1-2 punch with A-Chain. But yeah, you're right. Odell didn't take advantage of anything. I mean, if he was catching the ball and making plays when he got opportunities, you wouldn't have seen Washington in there. They would have just kept going to Odell. Timothy Washington, I think Chubb will play. I hope so. Because if he doesn't, what are we waiting for? You don't want to risk further injury? Let's be real. Bradley Chubb's not going to be here next year. Bradley Chubb's not going to be a Miami Dolphin next year. So we keeping him healthy for somebody else? We worried about him injuring himself and not being able to play for somebody else? Because Bradley Chubb's not going to be a Miami Dolphin. We need all hands on deck. We can't get to the quarterback. We struggle to get to the quarterback. Now, Chop has improved this year. Chop has improved throughout the year. He started off really slow, but the last month and a half, he's came on. But Chop Robinson can't do it by himself. We need Bradley Chubb. I don't care if it's for 20 plays. We need Bradley Chubb to play. And at this point in his career, Bradley Chubb is a better player than Chop Robinson. Maybe not from a pass rushing standpoint, but Bradley Chubb can set the edge in the running game. Special shout out Finn's Take with CB83. What up, brother? Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you check out his channel. This guy delivers A1 content. My main concern for Sunday's game is right tackle. Will Lamb play? Yeah, I think Lamb's gonna play. Lamb said so much. He said, yeah, it's gonna be difficult. He's like, give me a shot though, and I'm gonna give it a go. So I think he's gonna play. I think he'll be all right. That's a good concern to have though. Because the one thing about this Houston Texans defense that makes me nervous is their edge rushers. Nowhere else on their defense really gets me nervous. Their corners aren't ranked that great. Their safeties aren't ranked that great. Their defensive tackles aren't ranked that great. Their linebackers aren't ranked that great. But they got a hell of a duel at the edge rusher position. Will Anderson Jr., the kid out of Alabama, he's got 9.5, and Danielle Hunter's got 10.5 sacks on the year. We gotta protect. We gotta protect. But I'm not overly concerned with the pass rush. We get rid of the ball so fast. Tua gets rid of the ball so fast. That's how this offense is ran. That's why we're ranked 50th in the NFL in time per pass play, but don't give up a lot of sacks. Is because Tua's he's the Samoan assassin back there. He gets rid of that ball so quick. He processes information so quick. Keep grinding, fam. We need this one. Yeah, we do need this one. We need this one. And I think if we pull this one out, I mean, that gives us a great opportunity to get to the show. Where's Tim? I don't see him in the chat. I don't know. Don't have it public or something? I don't know. You can't see the other comments from Tim Washington? Tim, you still here, brother? Yeah, but that's the only thing that makes me nervous about this defense if Tua holds the ball. I mean, sometimes he gets in a funk and has a brain fart, and Tua will be holding the ball too long. Yeah. He's right here, CB. I don't know. You can't see him? Yeah, that is weird. I don't know why. Tim, you don't got CB83 blocked, do you? Is there a way to turn on the messages so they're public for everybody, or maybe he's viewing it through a different channel? Could that be it? Because I'm streaming this my Game Changers channel and Finn Posse. Tim, what channel are you watching this through? That's the only thing I can think of. Sorry about that. Yeah, I post this to both channels. CBA3, you're the expert, brother. What concerns you the most with this Houston Texans defense? You think they're going to give us problems? Yeah, CB, he's on Game Changers. That's why. I don't know if one of you guys want to, Tim, if you want to switch over to the Finn Posse so you guys can conversate, so we can get a big discussion going about these Finns. Like I said, I'm not overly concerned with this Houston defense. They got great pass rushers, but their box concerns me. That's where we've struggled. Yeah, I mean, I know we need to get this running game going. We need to get this running game going. That's for sure. If we win out, if we can win out, though, if we can pull off the win this week and the win at San Francisco and beat Cleveland and beat the Jets, we have a real, we have a real shot. Now we need some help from either the Chargers, the Broncos, or possibly the Ravens. CBA3 says we got to run the ball. We do got to run the ball better. We do got to run the ball better. What I've noticed is A-Chain's the starter. I get it. A-Chain's the starter. But last year, it felt more like, all right, A-Chain would get some carries, Mostert would get some carries, and we'd go with the hot hand. This year, I feel like we're not doing that as much. And yeah, Mostert's been hurt and missed some time. But we have Jalen Wright back there. Why are we not giving him, like, it's like A-Chain has to get his 14, 15 carries no matter what. If A-Chain's not getting it done in the running game, then give the kid some chances. You know what I mean? Give the kid some chances. Try to get the ball into the hot hand. Try to get the ball to the guy with the hot hand. Give Mostert some play. Give A-Chain some play. Give Jalen Wright some play. Find the hot hand. A-Chain and Waddle back at the crib. We need a day from those guys. Yeah, I'm going to go over my 5 keys to success. Keys to victory for this week against the Texans. Number 1, run the ball. We were just talking about it. Run the ball. Who I'd like to see get some carries. Why aren't we giving Jeff Wilson Jr. some carries? Jeff Wilson Jr. is our angriest runner. Why is Jeff Wilson Jr. not getting any carries, specifically at the goal line? Give Jeff Wilson the ball at the goal line. Stop running our 5'8", 185-pound running back into a pile of 300-pound men. It's not working. Get Jeff Wilson back there. Give him an opportunity. What does it hurt? If we're running for 2 yards a carry, why not give someone else a shot? Alec Ingold. Yeah, Alec Ingold, that worked at the beginning part of the season, but people started to figure that out. People started to figure out that's what we were doing on 4th and 1 or 3rd and short is the little handoff to Alec Ingold, and they started stopping it. Jeff Wilson is an angry running back. He runs with so much passion and force. And it's not like he's slow neither, so he can break one. He can break one. And I know Mostert fumbled a couple times, but damn, bro, he scored 20-some touchdowns last year. We just straight ignored. We just straight ignore Mostert now. Our guards aren't athletic enough to get out in space on the pitches and stuff for A-Chain. We got to go with some misdirection. The misdirection works because our guards are able to get in position and get leverage and be able to have a little advantage on the other team's defensive tackles. But our guards are trash. Why isn't Isaiah Wynn getting put in the game? What did we bring him back for? What did we bring Isaiah Wynn back for? He's been hurt all year. Then he gets healthy, and we still don't give him no right. Like, it can't get no worse than what it is now. So why aren't we trying something different? Why aren't we trying something different? It can't get no worse. So why not give Isaiah Wynn some run? Second key to victory. If we're going to run the ball, we got to stop the run too. We got to stop the run too. I was literally embarrassed at our run defense last week. We had a couple backup running backs, rookie running backs. And I mean, they didn't have big games individually, but they were getting yards at will. This week we faced Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon's having a fantastic year. He's got 882 yards rushing, 11 touchdowns. I think he's got 7 100-yard games out of 10 opportunities. Joe Mixon's having probably his best year. We got to slow down Joe Mixon. We got to slow Joe Mixon down. I'm going to get to that, brother. I'm going to get to that. We got to slow Joe Mixon down. Make CJ Stroud beat us. Make CJ Stroud beat us. Now, I only say make CJ Stroud beat us if Jalen Ramsey comes to play this week because he didn't come to play last week. Because if Jalen Ramsey puts on a performance like he did last week, we might not want CJ Stroud throwing the ball. If that Jalen Ramsey shows up, CJ Stroud and Nico Collins are going to have a field day. Calling Jalen Ramsey, where are you? Jalen Ramsey, where are you? You're supposed to be our all-pro corner. Can you please show up? We need Jalen Ramsey to show up and play like a leader of this defense. We need him to show up and be an all-pro corner. We need him to be the leader of the secondary. We're not going to get it from Javon Howland. Javon Howland, in my opinion, is checked out. He's worried about next year. He's worried about his new contract. Jordan Poyer is not worth a nickel. That was a terrible mistake on our part, bringing in Jordan Poyer and letting Deshaun Elliott walk. Huge mistake. We got to stop the run. We got to slow down Joe Mixon. Number 3, get the ball into the playmaker's hands. We got to get into Tyreek's hands. We got to get it into Jalen's hands. We can't go 4 quarters without getting the ball into Jonnu Smith's hands. Look last week. Jonnu got one pass thrown his way for 4 quarters. Didn't do nothing. We give him the ball in overtime, he wins the game for us. 3 catches wins the game for us. Timothy Washington, Holland hasn't shown up since week 1 of what, last year? Javon Holland, when he came out, I loved him. Like, he was my new favorite player on this team. His first 2 years in the league was awesome. But since then, he has declined. He continues to decline. And there's no way, regardless if Chris Greer's here or a new general manager comes in, there's no way that we can give Javon Holland the money that he wants. You better let him walk. Javon Holland needs to be let go of. Do not bring him back. If this team goes and pays Javon Holland $18 to $20 million, they are crazy. Absolutely crazy. We need to get the ball in our playmakers' hands. T. Hill only has 2 weeks with 100-plus yard games. Yeah, he needs a. This secondary is not that great. Like I said, this defense isn't that great. We can score on them. We're in a dome. There ain't wind. There ain't weather conditions. This offense, this passing game can really take off this week. If we can stop their 2 edge rushers, we can take advantage of this defense. We can put a whole hell of a lot of points on this defense. If we can get the running game going a little bit where them safeties got to creep up, man, Tyreek and Jalen could put on a show. Now their quarter Stingley's all right, but he's not in the same league as Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill will eat his lunch. Tyreek Hill will eat his lunch. Holland used to be my favorite player on defense. I feel you, brother. I feel the same way. But the last 2 years, the injuries, you know what I mean? He just hasn't been the same player. He does a lot of talking on social media, but he doesn't show up on the field on game day no more. Maybe 3. Texans, dun. Yeah, I mean, we get the ball in the hands of our playmakers this week. I think good things will happen. Like I said, their defensive ends are good. But besides that, there's nobody on this defense that really gets me nervous, or I think our offense is way better than their defense. But it's all on Mike McDaniel. Mike McDaniel's got to call some deep passes. I don't care if there's 2 deep safeties or not. At some point, you gotta take a chance and throw the ball deep. You gotta make the defense stay honest at least. We're not even attempting deep passes. We're not even attempting them. We got to get the ball into the playmaker's hands. Get the ball to A-Chain in space. Get the ball to Tyreek in space. Jonnu, run after the catch, phenomenal in space. Them screen passes to Jonnu, he be eating that shit up. He be eating them up. Number 4, win the turnover battle. He's the victory. Number 4, win the turnover battle. We've done a horrible job of getting turnovers this year. I think we got 11 turnovers on the year, -2 differential. So we're not really giving the ball up, but we're not taking it away. We need to get some takeaways this week. That's why Bradley Chubb is such a big deal playing. If Bradley Chubb can play, he's our biggest He causes the most fumbles on the defense. He causes the most havoc on the defense. Jalen Ramsey, produce a turnover. Produce a turnover. We gotta win the turnover battle. I have confidence that Tua's not going to turn the ball over as long as he doesn't hold on to it. Don't hold on to that ball because them pass rushers will get there. With Armstead out and Lamb ailing, you can't hold on to the ball. You got to know that. He's got to know what situational. You got to play good situational football. Your left tackle's out, your right tackle's out, are hampered. You can't hold on to the ball under no circumstance. Live the fight another day. Throw the ball away. Throw it to the ground. But do not hold on to that ball so you get hit and we get a turnover or, God forbid, you get injured. Danielle Hunter, Anderson, and Autry equals Houston's defense. Yeah, that's the only part of the defense that scares me. This is that game where we find out what we have in Patrick Paul. I mean, it's hard to tell with these. It's hard to evaluate our left tackle and right tackle just because, like I said, Tua gets rid of the ball so quick. So we don't know how they're really going to do in pass protection for long periods of time because, I mean, our passing game is zip, 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 zip. Tua through his reads. Boom, 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 boom. Tua goes through the reads so quick that sometimes he doesn't give him a chance to get open. I've noticed Tua miss a couple open players because the first read will get open, but he switched to the second read so quick that he didn't give the first read an opportunity. But I'd rather that happen than for him to hold the ball and wait, and then next thing you know, something bad happens. Armstead's not playing. I mean, I think he's doubtful, but he's not playing. I'd be surprised if we see an Armstead this week or next week. The way that he had his head down and the emotion he was showing, that knee is really bothering him. But yeah, force a turnover. If we can stop the run and if Bradley Chubb can play, please God, please Mike McDaniel, do the right thing by this Miami Dolphins team. Like I feel doing the right thing by the players, but sometimes you got to do the right thing by the team. Play Bradley Chubb. Play Bradley Chubb. Your job might depend on it. Play him. If we can put some pressure on CJ Stroud, he'll throw a pick. He's got 9 of them on the year. He's got 15 touchdowns, 9 picks. He'll throw a pick. He hasn't played at the same level that he played last year. He'll throw a pick. He'll make a mistake. But we got to get pressure. We can't just let him sit back there and pick us apart either. They have 2 good receivers, Nico Collins, Tank Dell. They have a good tight end in Schultz. Joe Mixon can catch the ball out the backfield. We cannot let CJ Stroud sit back there with all day to throw. Or he's just going to pick us apart. P. McMorris, rookie safety, going to show up. I'd rather him play and give effort than the lackluster effort that Javon Holland's been giving. I'll take a guy with effort over a guy with talent that doesn't try any day. Any day. Number 32. Yeah, that's McMorris. Javon Holland, he's such a disappointment. When I seen them plays where he got half-ass blocked and let the Jets running back get into the end zone last week, like, come on, man, come on. Had an opportunity for an interception, dropped it. Like, come on. You talking about the Texas running back Pierce? Is he still there? He's not a bad player, but Joe Mixon's been lighting it up for them. Joe Mixon's been on fire for them. That was a nice pick out by the Texans, Joe Mixon. Cam Smith, the IR is not good. Yeah, I mean, Cam Smith has been kind of a disappointment, in my opinion. I expected a little bit more from him. I mean, Jalen Ramsey sings his praises in practice and stuff. It just hasn't translated to game day. It just hasn't translated to game day. Yeah, he's on IR. Cater Co, who's been, I mean, he struggled last week against the Jets. Cater Co, who had that phenomenal rookie year when Brandon Jones missed all that time. Or Byron Jones, not Brandon Jones, Byron Jones. Byron Jones missed all that time. But since then, he's came back down to earth. Kendall Fuller's had a great year for us, though. He's probably been our most consistent secondary member. Bonner, yeah, that's another one that everybody was singing his praises in training camp, and he's nowhere to be found. Nowhere to be found. Nowhere to be found. I think we should have contacted X. Oh, Timothy Washington. We were thinking the same thing. Yeah, I think we should have contacted X and brought him back a couple weeks ago. And actually, a healthy X, and we don't need him to play against a team's number one corner. Shoot, if we had X right now, I'd put Kendall Fuller on a team's number one. I'd put X on their number two, and I'd put Jalen Ramsey in the slot. Storm Duck has looked all right. Like I said, give people an opportunity. Nick Needleman, I think his time here is pretty much done. He's never since that ACL injury, he hasn't came. He just they haven't given him no rock. They haven't given him no playtime. I just don't think he's the same player after that injury. So far we got number one, run the ball. Number two, stop the run. Number three, get the ball to the playmakers. Number four, win the turnover battle. Get some turnovers. In the fifth thing, the key to the victory for Sunday's game against the Texans, be different. Be different. Don't be the same Miami Dolphins team that has let us down over and over and over in every crucial big game situation we've had in the last 30 years. Stop. Be different. I almost feel like as Dolphin fans, we know what's going to happen tomorrow because it's a big game and it's so crucial for us. It's almost like we know what's going to happen. Be different. Be different. For once, be different. Go out there and prove us wrong. Because in the back of our minds, in the back of our heads, you can deny it. You can be the biggest Dolphin fan in the world. I have been a Dolphin fan for 33 years. I'm 40 years old. I've been a Dolphin fan for 33 years. I ride or die with this team. This team has brought so many tears to my eyes, cost me hundreds of dollars and broken remotes and TVs. But in the back of my mind, back here, I can be a positive Patty all I want. I can say, yeah, we're gonna win it. We can do this, we can do that, we can do this. But back here, back in my mind, I'm like, we're gonna shit the bed tomorrow. We're gonna do exactly what the opposite of what needs to be done. That's what's gonna happen. Just like that Green Bay game. So positive. We went into Green Bay, freezing cold weather. And I was so positive we were going to beat the Green Bay Packers. But in the back of my mind, and then what happens? Opening kickoff. They take it out to the 45. They punt the ball, muff punt. Before you know it, they're up 14. And I knew what was going to happen. I knew it was. But I was hoping. And I pray. And I pray. I try to have faith. Be different this time. Go out there and prove that you guys don't have to follow the same narrative you've been following for so long. Have some pride. Have some pride. 100% like Green Bay game. Going to be the same versus Houston. No, brother, it's not. It's not. It's not going to be the same. It's not. Trust me, I got that shit in the back of my head. I got it in the back of my head telling me, yeah, it is. It's going to be the same. But it's not. It's not going to be the same. Not this time. We're going to go into Houston and we're going to beat the Houston Texans. We're going to keep our season alive. It's going to be different this time. It's going to be different this time. I love this team. I love the Miami Dolphins. And I got that same thing telling me Houston's going to be up 21-6 at halftime. Trust me, I got it there. I know it's there. But not this time. We're going to prove it. We're going to do something different. We're going to be different. That's what I said. The fifth thing is be different. Don't be the same old Miami Dolphins. Don't be the same old Miami Dolphins. Let's be different. Let's change some of these narratives. And one time's not going to change the narrative. One time, people, you can't win Houston and everybody be like, well, they can beat a good team in December. They can win at clutch time against a good team. That's not going to change the narrative, but you got to take a step before you can run. So let's take this first step tomorrow and beat the Houston Texans, a playoff team. A lot of people had Houston going to the Super Bowl before the season. This is a playoff team, though. We're going to go to their house, and we're going to beat a playoff team in December because Tua's playing out of his mind right now, and we're going to win this game. And maybe our defense can't stop nobody. Maybe they can't. But our offense can outscore their offense. Our offense can outscore their offense. We need 30 points to win this game. They're going to score between 24 and 30 points. Hit the 31. score 31 points. We should win this game. 24-13 halftime. Who's winning? (24-21) Fins for the win. Brother, I hope you're right. I hope you're right. Matter of fact, I don't know about the score, but we are winning this game tomorrow. Tua, since he's came back from injury, is played at an MVP level. Tua missed 4 games and has more touchdown passes than C.J. Stroud has right now. C.J. Stroud got 15 touchdowns, 9 picks. Tua's got 17 and 4. C.J. Stroud, 87% quarterback rating. Tua, 107. Houston's 8-5. 24-27 Dolphins. I like it, brother. I like it. I like it. Get this positive energy going. Get this positive energy going. Miami Dolphins are going to win tomorrow. We're going to keep our season alive. Then we're going to beat the San Francisco 49ers when they come to town. Then we're going to go up to Cleveland and get 4 or 5 turnovers off Jameis. And then we're going to go up and put an end to Aaron Rodgers' career to finish it out. And then you know what? Then we're going to Orchard Park and put Josh Allen on his ass. Yeah. Yeah. Round 3. We're going to beat the Buffalo Bills this time. Yeah. Real life, there's situations that we can get out the 7th seed. I mean, there's scenarios where we can get all the way up to the 5th seed. If we can get to the 5th seed and we play Houston first round, what? That'd be nice. If in a perfect world, we could get to the 5th seed in the playoff rankings and play Houston first round. I like those odds better than going to Pittsburgh or the Buffalo. My money says 27-13 Houston. No way we only scored 13 points. No way. No way. We might not come out on top, but there's no way we're scoring only 13. We just got rid of the bum Skylar Thompson. Thank God, thank God. Free at last, free at last. That bum, he's the biggest bum at quarterback I've ever seen in Miami Dolphins history. Him and Pat White. They're maybe Cleo Lemon too. Just all 3 of those biggest disappointments in Dolphins history. I think this will be the game where all 3 phases show up all game. Let's hope, brother. It'll be nice. Like I said, let's start by taking that first step and changing the narrative. Tua has done a great job of improving. And you got a lot of people out there that say they either love Tua, they hate Tua. There's not too many people that are in between. I'm in between, literally. I don't love Tua. I don't hate Tua. I acknowledge what Tua brings to the table. Tua is the best quarterback we've had since Dan Marino. Facts. Facts. That's not an argument. You can't argue it. You can't argue that Tua is the best quarterback we've had since Dan Marino. If Tua can stay healthy for another 5 years, he'll be the second greatest quarterback this team has ever seen. And people want to throw him away. I don't see why. Is he limited in some areas? Absolutely. Is he always an injury concerned? Absolutely. But that's why you need a good backup quarterback. But the front office don't want to bring in a good backup quarterback, because they're worried that as soon as Tua makes a mistake, And they're not wrong. They're afraid that as soon as Tua makes a mistake, people are going to be clamoring for that backup quarterback. Bench Tua, put in the backup, put in the back. They're not wrong. Our fan base will do that. So they keep Skylar Thompson type players back there. Because once you get a dose of Skylar Thompson, you're never going to ask for him again. You're going to be all right with Tua. Skylar Thompson will not be Patrick Mahomes' backup next year. Skylar Thompson will not. I don't think anybody's going to sign Skylar Thompson. I think Skylar Thompson's done playing professional football. He was horrible. Horrible. We struggled to move the ball 10 yards with him as our quarterback this year. We averaged 11 points a game. He was absolutely atrocious. Draft Dylan Gabriel in this round 2 or 3. I mean, we should definitely look into a quarterback in the later rounds. I don't know about 2 or 3. We're going to have Tua for 2 more years, barring some horrific injury. That's just how the contract ends up. Them second or third round picks, you could be adding offensive linemen, defensive linemen, helping us take the next step. We got to build if we can add some trench help on both sides of the ball in the offseason and add some safety help and some corner help, this team is capable of winning the Super Bowl. We're winning 10 games a year and getting to the playoffs with no offensive line. Imagine if we had an offensive line and we could run the ball. Imagine if those safeties had to come up and help stop the run. Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill would take the top off defenses like they were doing last year. Yeah, Chiefs do like to sign our backup quarterbacks. They do. They definitely do. They definitely do. So I mean, Raiders, Browns, Giants, Jags, Vikings, Falcons, Panthers, and KC. What's that list? What's that list of players? Our teams, I mean. I would sign 2 veteran guards and draft 2 guards and a right tackle. We need a defensive tackle too. I would love for Calais Campbell to come back next year, but I don't think that's in the cards. Oh, Skylar Thompson landing spots. I just I just don't see it. I don't see any of those. The Falcons got Kirk Cousins. They're gonna try to trade him probably. I guess the Panthers maybe. The Vikings got 2 quarterbacks as it is right now. The Jags got Mac Jones. Maybe the Giants. The Browns, they're gonna have Massage Boy and the Raiders will probably have I don't know. The Raiders are probably drafting Shador, right? 2. Yeah, I mean, we definitely need a couple guards. That's the thing is that it's hard to bring in free agent guards because teams don't let the good guards go. They don't let it's not it's very rare that a team lets a talented, high ranking guard hit free agency. I mean, we let Robert Hunt hit free agency. I mean, you can question whether we should have kept him or not. Personally, I mean, I don't think he was worth 20 million. He was a nice player. He was a good player. But I don't know if he was worth $20 million a year. So I would draft two right or two tackles. I'd probably go tackle or I mean two I'd draft two guards, my fault. I'd go probably guard, defensive tackle, guard. Or whatever order. That'd be my first three picks. And then I would add safety and corner help in free agency. You're more likely to like Gilmore. Stephon Gilmore was out there for a long time. You could have got him at corner. We could have brought Justin Simmons in at safety. He's a real nice safety. So I mean, but guards you gotta catch them in the draft. You gotta catch the guards in the draft. So let's review this real quick. Number one, keys to victory: run the ball. We got to run the ball. Give everybody a shot. Ride with the hot hand. Number two, stop the run. Beat Joe Mixon up. Don't let Joe Mixon beat us. If Joe Mixon starts running wild on us, it's just going to open up the passing game, and then we're in real trouble. Three, get the ball to playmakers. Find a way to get it to Tyreek. Find a way to get it to Jalen. Find a way. Get the ball to the playmakers. Number four, win the turnover battle. We need to get the ball back in the offense's hand with a short field. We need to steal possessions. We need to steal possession because I feel like this game's going to be a shootout. And if we can steal one possession, that could be huge. And number five, be different. Don't be the same damn Dolphins that have been. Don't Dolphin shit. Don't do it. Be different. Change the narrative. Don't do what everybody expects you to do. Prove people wrong. Show up to play. It's a big game in December against a good team. Do the opposite of what everybody expects you to do. Have some pride. Come punch Houston in the mouth and keep our playoff hopes alive. I am him. Robert Hunt, Christian Wilkins were not worth what they got paid, which is why you extend them after the third year, not wait. You're absolutely right. They should have been extended way before. Absolutely. You're absolutely right. Once you let people get the free agency, you're in a bidding war. You extend because every year, the way the NFL goes, the next man up wants to be the highest paid. Next man up wants to be the highest paid. You extend them early. Extend them early. I would love for Robert Hunt and Christian Wilkins to still be here. I would love it. Kai Becton, Eagles right guard is a veteran guard. We could target. He'll be a free agent next year. He was kind of a letdown though, wasn't he? Has he been playing good this year? What he was a Jet, right? Wasn't Makai Becton a Jet? This Miami Dolphins team can do it. They can do it. We're in the dome. No weather, no cold fingers. Tua and this offense are made for Dome football. This is the greatest show on turf. We got that. They are meant for speed. Tua's a precision passer. You have no elements. Tua should be at the top of his game in this dome. He should be top notch in the dome. You have no wind, no rain, no cold. You should win. Becton was a tackle with the Jets and got moved to guard with the Eagles. Okay, yeah, I thought so. I want Dolphins to draft a quarterback in round 1, 2, 3, and 4. For what though? You think one of those is going to be better than Tua? You really think Tua's at fault? Tua's not a superstar. Tua isn't Josh Allen. Josh Allen's a superstar quarterback. And it's hard for me to say that, but Josh Allen's a superstar quarterback. He does so many good things. He got a rocket arm. He's a freak athlete. But to say that Tua isn't good or can't win a Super Bowl, I think that's crazy. Do you think that if you watch Dolphin football for the last 30 years with some of the quarterbacks we've had, it's not guaranteed that we're going to get someone better. But this year he's good with the Eagles. Yeah, I'm for it then. Dolphins blowout. Texans are trash. Let's hope. I think if Bradley Chubb plays and we can get some pressure on CJ Stroud, we can win this game. Was Brady a superstar quarterback? Brady was smart. He was super intelligent. Brady didn't have superstar attributes. Brady wasn't a freak athlete. Brady didn't have the strongest arm. He had a strong enough arm. Brady wasn't the most accurate. Tua's a lot like Brady. Very accurate on short throws, could process the field good. But Brady had time to throw the football too. Brady had a top-notch coach that knew the game of football better than what Mike McDaniel does. He had top-notch coordinators around him. I'm not saying that Tua's Brady by any means. But I wouldn't put Brady in the same athletic realm as Josh Allen, or he don't have the arm talent of Patrick Mahomes. Ask the Jets about drafting quarterbacks. Yeah. Well, a couple of the Jets quarterbacks are doing good in other places. Geno Smith is doing all right in Seattle. Sam Darnold's having a fantastic year over in Minnesota. So maybe it's just the Jets are Jets. You know what I mean? Maybe just the Jets are trash. Garbage, straight garbage. I hate the Jets. I could deal with the other teams kind of, but the Jets, I hate the Jets. I refuse to have dinner with Josh Allen's parents in California due to my son's football team. That's nice. Good for you, brother. That's how you fan. That's how you fan. Brady always had a great defense. Yeah, Brady did have a great defense. Now, Brady didn't always have the best offensive surrounding cast. He had a bunch of. They knew how to build a team, though. He had the type of players that he needed. They had great special teams and a very good defense. Zach Wilson still in Denver? Yeah, I think so. I think Zach Wilson's still in Denver. Zach Wilson he had arm talent. I just don't think he had it between the ears. Most of our needs, like safety, O line, D line, and linebacker, are deep in next year's draft. Yeah, I'm gonna do extensive digging in the draft. I'm gonna have all types of content. We're gonna go through it. Every position of need, we're gonna go through. We're gonna review tape. We're gonna find the players that the Miami Dolphins should add to this team next year. And I mean, it depends on what our coaching staff looks like. It depends on what our general manager is. Because I mean, if Mike McDaniel's still the coach here next year, it changes what type of guards you need. We don't need big physical guards. We need athletic, agile guards because that's the type of running game that Mike McDaniel's offense runs. The big physical guards aren't capable of getting over in space in time. So it hurts our running game. The big maulers. We need agile, athletic guards for this type of offense. That's why Brewer's being so good at center this year. A lot of people are like, "Oh, Brewer's too small. He's not strong enough." But he's crazy athletic and he's fast and he gets out and gets ahead of the blocks. And he's done a phenomenal job with us this year. Ask Brady, I need luck as well to win Super Bowls. Yeah, and a little bit of cheating too. Little deflate gate. Yeah, a little recording the other teams' practices. Yeah. Yeah. Chiefs lined up offsides on fourth down, interception by Brady. That would have ended the game. Yeah, I mean, that's how it goes for the big name guys. That's how it goes for the big name guys. They're always going to get the benefit of the doubt. Always going to get the benefit of the doubt. Brady, Mahomes. I think it's ridiculous how flags are called these days. 90% of the time, if a receiver goes out for a route and there's any type of contact, whether it was on time or not, if a receiver gets up and throws his arms in the air and acts like the defender got there early, whether they did or not, a flag comes out. Why didn't you throw the flag before he got up and threw a fit? There's too many late flags. Too many. If you didn't throw a flag when the play was happening, keep that shit in your pocket. I'm so sick of seeing that. So sick of it. Throwing flags 10 seconds after the play happens, waiting to see how the player reacts on the field, like to let you know if, oh, well, he says he was interfered with, so he must be flag, 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 flag. Get out of here with that. Falcons not running the ball in the second half, up big. Yeah, that, man, I still can't believe the Falcons didn't win that Super Bowl. What about the Seahawks throwing it on the goal line when you got Marshawn Lynch? Brady got gifted a couple Super Bowls. Yeah, he got gifted a couple. And Patriot fans hate Patrick Mahomes because they're so worried that Pat might catch Tom. And if Patrick Mahomes catches Tom Brady, there's no question who the greatest quarterback of all time is. Because Patrick Mahomes' arm talent dwarfs Tom Brady's. Remember to like, subscribe, comment, and share. I'm trying to get this channel out there. I'm trying to do the best I can. I'm going to continue to help it grow, make it grow, and get you all the content. I love having full conversations with y'all. I know a lot of the bigger channels, you know, you can throw money out there and get your comment brought up and stuff. But I love talking to you. I mean, I do accept donations because I mean, this stuff is expensive and I don't make no money off it. So I mean, you see the Cash App down there. But I be giving back too. I mean, I'm not talking junk about nobody or putting anybody down, but people get the 50,000 subscribers, 60,000 subscribers, and they give out a jersey or a helmet, something that costs $200. I don't make no money off you, but on January 1st, if you're subscribed to the channel, the Game Changers channel and this channel, I'm giving out $1,000 to a subscriber. All you got to do is be subscribed and be live. So if you're live at 8 o'clock on January 1st, you have opportunity to, and you're subscribed to the channel, you have an opportunity to win $1,000 cash. Cash. I'll cash app it to you immediately. So make sure you show up for that. Now, what other content creator out there is giving out $1,000 cash? I'll cash app it to you. I'll send you cash money if you want it. It's up to you. We need at least a 6'3" receiver. I mean, big body receivers are nice. They're definitely nice. But we got Jonnu. Jonnu's like a receiver. We got Jonnu. What a addition he's been for us. He's been huge. And I was worried that we were going to waste him. I was worried we were going to waste Jonnu because at the beginning of the season, it was like, oh, we got Jonnu Smith. In the first couple of games, we didn't use him at all. And then next thing you know, it's him and A-Chain as our top playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I love the pickup. I'm glad he's under contract for next year. If anything, we need to find another tight end just like Jonnu in the draft and bring him up and start bringing him along. That's what I'd like to see. I'd like to see us find another project tight end just like Jonnu, run after the ability. You know who would be great for us, I think, is Kyle Pitts. And Atlanta doesn't use him at all. Atlanta doesn't use him right at all. Kyle Pitts is such an athletic freak. He's big, huge guy, fast as all hell. I'd love to see Kyle Pitts in Miami Dolphin uniform. All right, remember to like, subscribe, comment, and share. I'll be live tomorrow for the Dolphins game. PFF did a list of the best free agent signings, and we had the most with Calais Campbell, Jonnu Smith, and Aaron Brewer. Yeah, I mean, that's why I be torn about Chris Grier sometimes, because Chris Grier, sometimes he makes brilliant moves, and other times he's just a bonehead. Like not fixing the offensive line, not addressing the offensive line is such a bonehead move. Not having a backup quarterback when we have an injury-prone quarterback is such a bonehead move. It's devastating to our team. But then you bring in Aaron Brewer, you bring in Calais, you bring in Jonnu, you trade for Tyreek. That trade that he did with Houston that sent Laramie Tunsil over there and we got all those first-round draft picks, that was a phenomenal move. But we didn't capitalize on it in the draft. We didn't capitalize on it. But anyway, please like, subscribe, comment, share. If you'd like, my Cash App's down there. Any donations is greatly appreciated. Remember, January 1st, I'll be giving out $1,000 to a lucky subscriber. You got to be live with us, and you got to be subscribed. I'll be live for the game tomorrow. Come check it out with me if you don't mind cussing. Because I tell you what, if things go bad, I start losing it. I lose my stuff. But come check out the game with me, chit chat. Even if you just stop in for a minute, I'd love to see you. I'm gonna start doing live streams so you can check me out on a more consistent basis. Tuesday at 8, Thursdays at 8, and Saturdays at 8. And then you can find me on the Game Changers Mondays at 8, Wednesdays at 8, and Fridays at 8, where we go over the whole league and we discuss everything that's going on in the NFL. But again, fins up. We getting this W tomorrow. Come check me tomorrow. $1,000 giveaway January 1st. In the Cash Apps right there if you want to show the brothers some love. Like, subscribe, comment, and share. And I'll see you tomorrow. Peace. Fins up. You know it. Yeah, yeah.
Here comes the, y'all don't really want it like that. Yeah. Here comes the, here comes the, y'all don't really want it like that. Yeah. Here comes the, y'all don't really want it like that. E-double-L, I said so, I keep big bills up in my hood on the dirty like Bledsoe. Ain't got no twist in my head, but I'm still dreadful. And I got plenty of bread, so I go to bed full. I'm in it to win it, I'm all in. I might call you my cuz, young blood, but we ain't kin. You think of jumping, man, you best think again. The dirty, I'm the type of man that might go broke for revenge. Have some not so nice friends, kick the door off the hinge, take the door off your bench, pop up my phone with your friends. Man, please, this shit ain't cynical.